Shakur Stevenson versus Zepeda. This was a great fight. This was a great fight. Now, the popcorn factor on this fight, boy, I it's gym tomorrow. But I went for about 3 bowls of popcorn. And I'm being literal. 3 bowls of popcorn. Big up Shakur, but big up Zepeda as well. And you know what? Shout out to Terence Crawford. This is how I know he's a dog. This is how I know he's one of the realest guys out there. Because he could have easily said, that's his little bro, Shakur, right? If you don't know, they're the same team. And you know, Terence puts a metaphorical arm around Shakur and has mentored him for a long time. And he was like, you know, credit to Zepeda for making Shakur back up on the ropes. A lot of people were saying like, oh yeah, Shakur's kind of like forcing it to like stay in the pocket and make it look good for the fans. I don't think it was that. I think it was a very close fight, energy-wise and levels-wise, rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By the way, Shakur, as good as he was looking, he got caught and rocked in round 3. I want to say Zepeda done a weird, like a poking. He stabbed him to the body with a body shot from very close, almost square on, went boom to the body. And naturally that got Shakur's attention because I don't think he expected the short chop to the body. And then Zepeda gave him one upstairs of a hook. And, you know, like, if we're being real, Shakur's legs rocked for a moment there. Like, he was hurt. He was hurt. So fair play to Zepeda for making it hard for Shakur, and fair play to Shakur for actually, you know, dogging it at points in there. Because around round 7, the quality and the slick boxing skills started to show. Zepeda was still trying all the stuff. He was still kind of head down hunting and coming in and throwing like, he was throwing like 5 to 7 punches, but maybe 1 or 2 were landing. It was a mad stat. Shakur, I believe, threw high 300s, but landed half of his shots, almost 50%, if not 50%. Zepeda landed well over 500, maybe 600. But for him, it was 1 in 4 or between 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 punches that were landing. So that output had to be that much higher. And Shakur was still tagging him with all the power shots. So Shakur looked good, man. It weren't like your typical Shakur performance where he might like land 1 nice shot, maybe 2, or have a look and land 1 and move and what people like to call running. It ain't running. Shakur just knows how to use the ring. It might not be exciting and attractive to watch all the time, but last night was. So props to both guys. Shakur, I gotta say, shut up the haters, maybe kind of hush the critics for a minute there with that performance, because Zepeda's a dog. Zepeda's like, if you ain't on job, if you're any less than B++ or A- on a performance level of just output, accuracy, and having dog, Zepeda's going to call your bluff. Zepeda is going to be like, hello, like, yeah, what are you on it tonight? Because if you ain't at the races, boy, Zepeda will catch you. Like, he'll catch you. He'll put that work on you, and yeah, you'll know what time it is. So big up Shakur. I'm gonna start as I mean to go on. This is the new setup. So thank you for joining me on this journey. What I'm gonna say, we're not really gonna do gossip too tough. Like, we'll mention little things. So like, I was gonna say, we know we want him to fight Tank, and you know, according to the little bulletins, Tank got nicked the other day, or, you know, he got arrested in America, whatever. I don't know for what and how and why and who and where. And I'm going to try my best to conduct proceedings here with some, you know, big up Eubank Senior, some parliamentary procedure. I'm not really going to get into the nitty gritty of techie stuff. And, you know, we're human, so I might contradict myself and talk about some goss and some rumours. Rumours is different. Rumours like, oh, my man wants to fight my man, or Turkey apparently wants him to fight him. That's different, because that's us just cooking the pot. We're just adding seasoning and blending the pot, yeah? Like, the stew's cooking. But when it comes to me talking about you know, legal stuff and kind of BS outside the ring, I'm not really going to get into that. So look, we want Shakur to fight Tank. If he's not able to for political reasons, legal reasons, the fact that Tank might be serving time, okay, we'll let that unfold for itself and I'll just confirm things as they pan out. But Shakur is looking like the guy at 135, if we're honest. He's looking like the guy. So we need to match Shakur with the best, because even though he's not a big puncher and it's known that he's got brittle hands, I don't think Shakur can hang around at 135 forever. He looks okay at the minute, but there's bigger fish for him to fry at 140 if Tank doesn't fight him at 135. So whoever Shakur gets in with, it's a shame, like Loma obviously retired. Keyshawn he wouldn't have fought anyway because Keyshawn is his mate. I don't know, man. No one's mentioned Andy Cruz. What about Shakur versus Andy Cruz? We got to see who's out there for Shakur, because a lot of these guys all moved up to 140. Tio's at 140. Haney's at 147 now. Ryan's at 147. You know, so we got to see what's going on for Shakur at 135. But he is the guy now. Him and Tank, 1A, 1B, whoever you like. For me, I like active fighters. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Turkey could try and, like, if Tank can't fight, maybe bring Lamont Roach back down to 135. He had a belt there. He couldn't defend it because he went up to fight Tank and he had a rematch. But if that has been voided now because Tank's got himself into some sticky situations, then boy, get Lamont Roach. Give him the bag. Get Lamont Roach back down at 135. Let's get it cooking with Shakur. But Zepeda didn't really lose. He lost the fight with dignity. Zepeda give anyone a bad night if they're not on their P's and Q's. I'm not going to call him a gatekeeper. Zepeda is a live fucking dog. Live dog. And you know what? Shakur will tell you that himself. Like, if that fight was a little closer, I had it 8-4, but it could have been 7-5. There were like 3 rounds in there. It's like, you know, but what? And also, I know how to score boxing. But when fights are that close, and you're watching it late, like I'm in the UK, it was like coming up to 3 o'clock. I'm eating popcorn. If I have 3 close rounds, right? And let's just say the eye test is telling me that Shakur has got the better work, and the CompuBox stats were backing it up that he was landing more effective power shots more often ratio-wise. That doesn't mean to say that Zepeda might have not had a round where, even though he had to throw 4 times as many, that he might not have landed 2 more power shots in a round, any given round. I say like Shakur's 1 rounds 5 and 6 for me. Just to be fair, if it's 3 close rounds in a row, I will tend to force my bias to give the next round to the guy that's an underdog in that moment. So say like Shakur and Zepeda are kind of like, it's like 51-49 or 55-45. It's in that range. If Shakur's clearly won round 3, well, I'm not saying he did, but I'm saying if he's won round 3, and then I'm saying he's nicked round 4, he's edged round 5. Sorry, an American knows nicked means kind of, you just kind of pipped it, you edged it. It's not clear. You won, but that's only to the educated eye that you won. I would say that I'll give the next round out, just to be fair, on average, I'll give the next round to the other guy. Because I can't be like, if he's just nicking every round, I could be wrong. The human eye makes errors and you start to get recency bias. Do you know what I'm saying? So if someone's not clearly winning a fight with effective punches on the score and it's apparent, obviously, and I'm like, you know, I think he edged that. If I'm like that and I'm having to think about it, I'm having to really think back, I'm like, who landed the bigger, cleaner punch? Like, oh, my man had a little flurry at the end, but didn't so-and-so do better work at the beginning, or the middle was kind of tight? That's what I'll do, just to be fair. So, like, if there's a whole sandwich of rounds in the middle of a fight, say like rounds 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, are all close, and it's not swaying, one fighter's kind of dominating, I will try, not just like pick randomly, but I'll try and give a round, not retrospectively, but in the moment, I'll give a round. I'll be like, that was close, that was close. And then I'll see one of the fighters does a bit of good work. I'll be like, you know what? Let's give him a round to be fair because the fight's tight. But that's only when the fight's tight. If there's no clear shots, like obvious flurries or big shots, and obviously knockdowns. So that's that. The last fight that we're going to quickly round up from the weekend of mega fights, because do you know what? It kind of was the trilogy, man. Taylor Serrano trilogy. Taylor Serrano 3. Well, what can we say? Legendary trilogy. Legendary fighters. Both of them. And, yeah. This is the best trilogy female boxing's ever had, and it probably ever will have for a long time. I'm just going to say something up front. Amanda lost the other night, but she didn't lose. She didn't deserve to lose the whole trilogy. I think Serrano won either their first or second fight. I can't remember what fight it was when she rocked Katie a couple of times. I mean, I heard the commentators talking about it on Friday when they were like, yeah, but Katie, in those fights, Katie stayed with her. And how did she stay with her? You know, Katie does that move, she goes square on and like throws her punches from the shoulder and does like 4 to 6 punch combos. It's quite an iconic trademark of Katie Taylor that she throws the 4 punches. Serrano's heavy-handed with 1s and 2s. She's heavy-handed. But big up to the girls, man. They put on a show. They put on a show. And you know what? I believe all 3 fights were at Madison Square. I believe the second one might not have been. Was the second one on the Mike Tyson undercard? I can't remember the second fight. The first fight at Madison Square, I know, broke records for attendance and noise. Because you had all the fake paddies, and I'm half Irish. All the fake paddies in New York and all the body quads. So you got a lot of Irish and Puerto Ricans in New York. They showed up that first fight, and they showed up the other night as well. So it was a busy weekend for Puerto Ricans in New York for boxing. You had Berlanga, you had Serrano. The girls, they put on a show, man. It was much more economical than their last 2 fights. Their last 2 fights, amazing, like Gatty Ward style fights, but they're the kind of fights that you like start worrying about, like CTE and stuff. Like the amount of punishment they were taking in those fights, especially Katie, and she's had even more wars with Pursoon and Chantel Cameron. You don't want to be in that many wars, man. Katie Taylor's had enough wars. Check. So I liked the more conscious, cerebral game plan from both fighters actually, but it benefited Katie more. The way Katie was able to pick her shots, pick her moments. And weirdly, by her slowing down the output, it almost, I don't know if this was conscious or not, but it seemed to dictate the pace of the fight. And it seemed to prevent Amanda Serrano putting in more work. And it was weird. Someone spoke about, I don't know what the exact terminology was, but where you kind of keep the opposition active in the fight. Like you kind of, you joust with them and you fence with them and you kind of, come on, yeah, throw one, all right, cool, throw 1, 2 and give me something, all right, bang, bang, I'll give you some work, give me one, and make it look like, make them feel like they're getting off on you, but really they're not really tagging you like you're tagging them. And Katie, she outfoxed Amanda on Friday. She outfoxed her. No, not saying Serrano didn't have shots and spells, because she did. But, yeah, Amanda just didn't do enough. And in those 2-minute rounds, once you're kind of losing momentum, it's hard to keep up, man. It's hard to get back in the fight. So, historic trilogy, go down in history. They moved the needle for women's boxing. A lot of casuals who don't even watch boxing or women's boxing watch that fight, which is amazing. I enjoyed the fight. I enjoyed the trilogy. As I said, I think it was fair that Amanda probably should have had at least 1 win out of the 3. I think in years to come, if Katie's honest in retrospect, she'd have to agree with that. But it shaked out the way it did. And we got what we got. And a little footnote. So, and this is not a pop. I don't want to put someone down to elevate someone, but Katie Taylor's the greatest female boxer in history. She might not be the greatest technical female fighter. So Clarissa Shields, the GOAT, could have claims on that. And Breakhouse and other fighters. And, you know, Sky Nicholson's looking very technical. So we'll see where she goes with her career. She's looking very slick. But Katie Taylor's got it all. And one thing she's got that Clarissa doesn't have, and that's not her fault, but there weren't the people at that weight class to fight her and test her, apart from Savannah Marshall. They should have really had a trilogy to challenge what Katie and Serrano have done. But Katie's had rematches. She's had a trilogy, an iconic trilogy, and just the body of work. You know, to think about, she beat Serrano Sisto years ago. She beat 𝗙𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗓, 𝗙𝗙𝗟𝗓. She's beaten 𝗙𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗓 twice, even though a lot of people thought she lost the first fight on that famous AJ Ruiz New York undercard. She's had 2 fights with Chantel Cameron. She lost and then got it back in emphatic style. She's been undisputed more than once. And she's beaten Serrano 3 times. Well, Amanda Serrano, she's beaten her sister once as well. The body of work's kind of mad. Natasha Jonas as well. You got Hall of Fame female fighters like Serrano and other high contenders like Natasha Jonas and Jessica 𝗙𝗙𝗟𝗓𝗪 and you know, 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗓𝗪 at the time, because she was a dog. When they got it back in fight camp, the way Katie left her face was crazy. Yeah, Katie Taylor's the best female fighter ever to date. She's got like a Manny Pacquiao resume. She's got like a Canelo Alvarez resume. For those of you that like all your boxers' CV to be all neat and tidy and have no L's, you know, sorry, but that's not this realm here. We're not on that. You know, all respect to Floyd Mayweather, we're not on that undefeated nonsense anymore. I'm glad that's finally gone. These lot have helped get rid of that, and Turkey and the whole wave now. So the loss and the tight fights that Katie had on her record, to me, that just shows greatness. Like, you know, yeah, she could have lost her first fight to 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗓𝗪. Yeah, she could have lost the second fight to Serrano. She did lose the first fight to Cameron. She came back, she won it. She beat Amanda in a trilogy. Sold out MSGs more than once. It's crazy. Katie Taylor is the greatest female boxer to date, right? So that's that. Anyway, this was Ring Raps making my boxing den, the den debut. Guys, this is going to evolve. We're going to tweak this. It's going to be a work in progress. I was kind of, you know, it's like paralysis for analysis. I'm a very OCD guy, and even tonight before I got, if you knew the amount of things that were trying to like prevent me from recording and just little technical hang-ups and hiccups, and I was just like, you know what? F it. So, yeah. If you know behind the scenes, you know. But we're gonna get it moving now. We're gonna keep it moving, keep improving. It's Ring Raps, it's boxing highs. We're going at least once a week, maybe twice, and that's not to say I won't be active on the ground doing bits at the big events as well, because we'll still be doing that. Watch out, we're going to be getting some, as things progress and we get the nuts and bolts together on this project, we're going to start getting some big Zooms as well. So big up all the people behind the scenes helping this stuff, you know, come together. But I am essentially a one-man band as far as putting this together. But big up Boxing Highs. That's the channel, that's the partnership. And we're gonna do big things, man. But yeah, watch out for the boxing den, man. It's gonna take off. Do you know what I mean? So big up all the people that have helped me and have inspired me and etc. And yeah, we're gonna have fun with it, man. So yeah, till next time. Boxing Highs.